Hello and welcome. I'm Sulaiman Aled. Tonight, lawmakers in the House of Representatives reject motion calling for the removal of fuel subsidy, says move is anti-people. Ahead of handover of government, APC governors-elect lament state of Nigeria's economy as PDP begins probe of 2015 elections campaign funds. Parts of Kaduna State thrown into darkness as electricity distribution workers begin warning strike. And another tragic day for migrants as scores drown in the Mediterranean after a boat deflated south of Sicily.
On Business News tonight, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation resumes search for oil in the Lake Chad Basin.
And on sports news, Nigeria's Warrior Wolves get AC Leopards of Congo in the final qualifying round of the 2015 CAF Confederation Cup.
We start off tonight with a rejection of a motion calling on the incoming administration to abolish the fuel subsidy regime by federal lawmakers in the House of Representatives. The motion, which was moved by Representative Karimi Sunday, centered on the recurring fuel crisis in the country. He also sought a meeting of the House of Committee and the petroleum marketers, as well as the Petroleum Products Marketing Company, to thrash the matter. But the lawmakers in turn roundly condemned the motion, saying it is anti-people to remove fuel subsidy. In the meantime, the Minister of Finance has refuted claims that no provision was made for petroleum subsidy in the 2015 budget. Briefing journalists in Abuja, Dr. Okonjo Iweala, however, pointed out that the provisions made in the budget will not sufficiently cover the outstanding expenses. This, she says, makes it imperative for adjustments to be made, especially in line with the adjustment of the benchmark price of $53 per barrel and the cash flow crunch in the country. Now, legislative and business activities came to a halt at the Niger State House of Assembly today, following the impeachment of the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Usman Adamu. Signs of his removal emerged as early as 7:30 a.m., while all roads leading to the Assembly complex closed to both human and vehicular traffic, with over 200 armed policemen and other security agents stationed at the Assembly complex preventing access. Lawmakers defied the presence of the armed security men at the gate and forced their way into the Assembly complex after damaging the key and the chain used in locking the gate. With 19 out of the 25-member Assembly present, excluding the Speaker, a motion was moved by Honorable Usman Dada, representing Boso constituency, for the appointment of a Speaker temporal, and was seconded by another member. Honorable Isa Kawu, representing Pt.1, was immediately nominated for the position of the Speaker temporal by Honorable Abdullahi Akwanu, and this was seconded by Honorable Jacob Ghana, representing Lavon constituency. The new Speaker was immediately sworn in by the Clerk of the House, Malam Muhammad Kagara. In his acceptance speech, the new Speaker, who is occupying the position for the second time within 2 years, having been appointed as a Speaker after an impeachment of Honorable Muhammad Gamunu in 2012, thanked the members for the confidence reposed in him. He stressed that though he is aware of the limit because of the transition, quote, this change will bring a positive development to the House and by extension to the people. In the meantime, the embattled Speaker of the Niger State House of Assembly, Barrister Adamu Usman, has described his purported impeachment as unconstitutional, illegal, null and void, and of no effect. Briefing journalists shortly after news of his impeachment broke, the former Speaker, who was accompanied by his deputy, Abdurrahman Bala Gambo, and other impeached principal officers of the House, insisted that he is still the Speaker of the Niger State House of Assembly. According to him, we're still the leaders of the House of Assembly, and I'm happy they did not accuse any of us of financial mismanagement as reasons for our impeachment. End of quote. Besides this, the Speaker disclosed that there was a court injunction from the State High Court signed by Chief Judge Justice Fatih Lami Abubakar restraining the defendants, 21 other members, jointly and severally from setting in motion any process of impeachment pending the determination of the motion of notice. The governors-elect from the All Progressives Congress has raised the alarm over the state of the economy, saying it has become difficult for government to pay the salaries of workers. Briefing journalists after the meeting with the president-elect in Abuja, the governor of Imo State said the governors-elect urged General Muhammadu Buhari to prioritize the payment of salaries to all public servants when it takes over. He also called on other political parties to put aside their differences and work with the APC for a better Nigeria.
One of the issues that became of concern to all of us is the state of Nigerian economy, which is really in bad shape. And we have come to notify the incoming president and commander-in-chief of the challenges ahead of him. As it stands today, most states of the Federation have not been able to pay salaries. And even the federal government have not paid their April salary. That is very worrisome. And by May, June, that will be cumulated into about 3 months. And we wonder, with the huge expectations from Nigerians and the people who have voted us into this power, we are hoping that the president-elect will do all the things, whatever is humanly possible, to bring about a bailout, not only on the states but federal government, at least so that people can get their salaries and turn around the economy. We have seen the reason to work together and support Mr. President. And we have also called on all our brothers in the other political parties to come along with us to build this Nigeria of our dream.
Meanwhile, the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has inaugurated a 16-man post-election assessment committee to investigate the causes of the party's poor performance at the just concluded general elections. The committee, which is chaired by the Deputy Speaker, Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu, is expected to also probe the allegation of compromise by some members that led to the party's poor results. The committee will also ascertain how the funds allocated for the prosecution of the party's campaigns was utilized.
The time for regrets and blame games is perhaps over for the People's Democratic Party, as the party's leaders say it is now time to shake off the dust, look inwards and reinvent the party for future elections. This meeting of the National Working Committee is for the inauguration of a 16-man post-election assessment committee charged with the responsibility of investigating why the party failed in the just concluded elections.
The terms of reference of this committee are as follows. 1. To identify the remote and immediate causes of the relatively poor performance of the PDP in the 2015 general elections. To ascertain the degree of anti-party activities, compromises, and outright sabotage that may have contributed to the misfortunes of our party at these elections.
The chairman of the committee, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, believes that the worst tragedy the party could suffer is not to learn from the sad experiences of the 2015 elections.
Let me emphasize, however, that the worst tragedy that could befall the PDP is not to have lost the 2015 presidential election or our majority status in National Assembly or some PDP-controlled states to the opposition. Instead, the greatest tragedy would be our failure to draw from the lessons embedded in the outcome of the elections.
The PDP has been embroiled with blames of members for the poor outing during the elections. But the National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Allison-Madueke, says those crises are over and that the absence of the chairman at this meeting has nothing to do with disaffection.
Because Working Committee has set a date, the National Working Committee felt it within their powers to continue. And when we got in touch with the National Chairman, he authorized that we'll continue the inauguration. And we have done this inauguration within the powers of the Working Committee and with full knowledge, the full knowledge and consent of our national chairman and the members of the committee.
In the meantime, the National Working Committee has barred all party members other than the National Secretariat from making public comments on the party and its performances during the 2015 polls.
In part 2 after the break, MultiChoice objects to suit seeking to stop implementation of hike in DSTV subscription rate. Stay with us.